thing I wanted to talk to you about. Have you seen, or I guess it was probably a week ago or so that I seen you were live with Gray and them, and you were talking about stand up.
Oh, sure. Sure.
And y'all were reacting to some Kill Tony clips.
Oh, yeah, that's
Um,
a weekly thing on that show. Yeah.
oh yeah, sorry. I'm not really a fan of Kill Tony. I think it's a funny thing. It's like it's great if it's like a hand job. It's great if it's once in a while, but really you want something else. You know
That
what I
is
mean?
that is the greatest way to put that. Yes. Yes, quite like a hand job. Fun the first couple of times.
Right.
But at
Um,
a certain point you want the lips. Um
exactly. Uh, and Kevin Hart, who I'm also really not that big of a fan of as far as his comedy. I think he's pretty standard, if that's a way to put it. But he has a new show on Netflix called Funny as Fuck, and it's
mhm,
almost a Kill Tony thing, but spun. It's like him and, for example, like the second episode, it was he went to LA and it was him and Tom Segura, and they
mhm.
watched a bunch of people do 5 minute sets, and then they chose their five favorites, and then they moved to the next city with another comedian. And I think that layout works a lot better because it's not a lot of first timers, and it's 5 minutes, so it's more fleshed out.
Yeah.
And even the worst set I think I've seen on this show so far is better than almost half the shit I've seen on Kill Tony. And it's
Uh-huh.
I don't know, it's just it's really fucking funny, and I just didn't know if you've seen it yet or not.
No, actually, Gray did bring it up. I think we were discussing. I think once like the season was over, we were going to do like a review or looking back thing. The way Gray described it to us was Last Comic Standing,
Yes.
but with Kevin Hart. So I don't know if you're familiar with Last Comic Standing.
Mhm.
It was kind of like a American Idol, or like a
For
reality show
for
competition for
comics.
comedians. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think Rogan hosted it once or twice or whatever, and then I think Ralphie May was even on it.
yes, yes. The very first season, Ralphie May was a contestant on
Mhm.
Last Comic Standing. So yeah, um, I'm familiar with the premise. I have not watched an episode yet, but I don't remember what your question was. But Kill Tony is more a I don't know. It's more a commentary on pop culture at the moment. Like
Yeah.
people, because Austin is like the new place for comedy. Where I don't know if they're celebrating, like people who go and do Kill Tony, like they're playing it like a lotto ticket. They're not trying to be good at comedy. Where
Yeah.
without seeing the Kevin Hart show, I think when you're like joining a competition, you have a bit more respect and you're willing to put a bit more work into the prospect of the career. Um, where I mean, Kill Tony, it seems to be, I say the most racist thing possible.
Yeah.
Speak about someone with disabilities, or if you have a disability, go perform. You'll be okay here. And it's kind of a one trick pony. And once you've seen, I don't know, some gathering of 10 to 15 of those acts, you've seen some version of
You've
all
seen
of
the
them.
show.
Yeah. And like that's kind of a bummer because like I get it. I encourage anyone um to use their freedom of speech as much as possible, but comedy, it does need to mean something. Like yeah, it's great. You just want to say the N word, but can you make it be challenging for like from an artist perspective? Can it matter? Can, like, art is supposed to challenge you, and you just saying things because you want to. Um, I don't know.
It's
I
real gimmicky,
yeah,
and it's not a hack. I think what Tony started, I think the idea of what he's doing is a really good idea.
sure.
It has, like, actually started some careers, like Cam Patterson, who started on
Mhm.
there. He said he was the, I'm not gonna say it on here, but he said he was a certain word, and then he said he likes rocks, and now he's
Mhm.
on fucking SNL.
Mhm.
So there's no way to take, you can't take the credit away, but it is a gimmick. So,
Well, the
um
The other thing from a comedy perspective, 1 minute is very hard to plan for in comedy because especially if you haven't done it for like ever, you think you could think you have 10 minutes of time on you and you don't. You could plan for 15 minutes until you've been on stage trying to do a thing and really getting a feel for stage the stage and timing is a very important thing, and in the beginning you're just going to be bad with timing, so to perfect a 1 minute set and also be funny is there's something to it, but because so many people treat it like a gimmick, it's unfortunate, but there's something to be said for being able to make people laugh in a minute.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I was just kind of, I was also kind of wanting your perspective on it, just because I know you're a comedian, you've been on the stage, so
Mhm.
I just wanted to know what you thought about that, and if I was more of a, if what I thought about it was more of common mind, or if my idea was or opinion on it was a little more niche and distant from what others may think.
I don't I don't know. I think like public perception is there's not really a difference. Comedy is just comedy. But granted, I haven't performed since COVID, since before COVID. So I wasn't really in on like the social aspects of comedians before, but from what I understand, Austin is its own thing where like they're
Mhm.
kind of like the cool kids at the table, and LA and New York, um, while they don't disrespect people in Austin, there's a different game happening there where, you know, for lack of a better way of putting it, they're actually trying to write material where it seems like people who are going to Austin are trying to make people blush.
Yeah, it's more of like, what kind of reaction can I get from
Right.
the crowd compared to what kind of reaction can I get from Tony?
Right, exactly. Yeah, can I be good at comedy or can I get on this YouTube show?
Can I get a book or can I get laughs? That's the
Yeah, right.
difference.
Right.
And so yeah, I would honestly like to see like, yeah, it's a bit mind blowing seeing comedians go up there. You see, like you can also tell the difference between like a seasoned comedian going up there just
Mhm,
bullshitting for a
mhm.
minute compared to someone like actually trying to give it a shot, and then someone who just wants their 60
15
seconds of
minutes of fame.
fame.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting seeing that. It's interesting seeing, it's fucking crazy seeing some people who want that 60 seconds and get on stage in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. Um,
Like, what is your reaction? Like, I don't know how the hell I would feel getting up there and seeing that many people for the very first time, and I'm front and center.
I I don't know. My first 3 times performing were bizarre. I don't know if you know who Lisa Lampanelli is?
No, sir.
Okay. Oh, wow, you're young. Okay, so Lisa Lampanelli, who is very, very well known on roast circuits, she was a very dirty mouth. Well, she was emceeing my first performance ever, and my mom was in the crowd, and she was very nervous. And Lisa Lampanelli was a very edgy comedian, and it turns out that she was her and my mother were going back and forth. She didn't know who my mother was, and vice versa. But she ended up calling my mom a c word, and this is this is the first night I'm supposed to be doing stand up. But prior to me going up, she was the sweetest person, and like at that moment, I was like, oh, this is all kind of fake. This is show business. Like it oddly settled me in. I didn't do well, but like my nerves were kind of
Ease.
yeah, there was some sort of thing where I was like, "All right, she called my mom the c word, but she's not like that." In the green room. So there's some sort of performative nature to this. Oddly enough, it took me doing that to realize that there's performative nature to it. So then, my second night doing it, I felt a little bit more comfortable. Did it a little bit later in the evening. People were walking. I walked the crowd, and I got very upset, and I cursed out the crowd, and yeah, I just f you, f you, f you, and it was not what I was expecting, and it didn't have a good show. My third show ever. I do my set that like I now like I don't know what to prepare for, and my third show I get a standing ovation. So
Wow.
it's like I don't know, having to deal with the worst possible scenarios makes you kind of hardened and preparing for things. But to that point, I don't know if you walk Madison Square Garden, if you get Madison Square Garden to curse you out, I don't know what is the step above that where you're like, all right, let me try to redo this and win them back. I
Let
don't
me go
like,
back to the fucking cellar and
yeah.
see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me try the Chuckle Hut again. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
figure it out. Yeah, it is the peak. Like I don't know why you would just try shit at the Garden,
Yeah.
especially like a Kill Tony crowd because they're very hostile. Like
Yeah, and it's almost like, crude for crude's sake is shock
yeah,
value. It's all it is. Now that is crazy that you had a standing O your third time. I bet that was a hell of a rush, like a
yeah,
rushing feeling.
and by that point it was like heroin to me. It was like, oh, I this is what it's about. Okay, all right, this is what I need to try for every time.
You
Not the
fe
cursing, not the leaving.
exactly, you felt like Eddie Murphy in '84, I bet.
Yeah, yeah,
And
definitely.
I bet that was crazy. That's like it was, and even as an audience member, because obviously I'm not doing fucking stand up, but as someone who's watched comedy my whole life, I've
Mhm,
seen almost every classic special you could think of. Um, and then growing up in this new era and seeing the Kill Tony era, I
mhm.
guess you'd call it, and seeing all this gimmick, and then seeing someone like Kevin Hart, and he's making this show that I actually genuinely really like, even though I don't care for his comedy a whole lot.
Mhm,
Watching these new comedians, and it's not a gimmick, it's not to attack them, it's to help them genuinely. Kill Tony masks his show like it's to help comedians, but it's not. It's to attack them. It's to kill them in a sense. Kevin Hart's actually trying to, like, the winner wins a Netflix special if he feels it's deserved. And I'm not going to say who it is if you plan on watching the show, but there is a comedian who gets their very first standing ovation.
mm,
And that is something very special to see,
sure.
and to see their adrenaline rush when they get off stage, that is such a cool thing, and so to hear about yours, that's also pretty cool considering I just watched it.
So let me push back a little bit. I do think I think Tony Hinchcliffe at the very least. First of all, he's a tremendous wrestling fan. So
Mhm.
I think what he wants in that little world is to have some sort of like kayfabe, which is wrestling talk for scripted, but we're in on it.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I think I think in his mind, he would like it to be, part of his little wrestling world where whether or not you understand or believe that people are being, roasted or whatever, like that's part of the gimmick.
Oh, yeah, no,
Um,
I get it.
but I do think that there is a difference, but again, going back to my point about being performative, I think if they're roasting someone or they're cheering someone on, whatever plays well, whatever plays best for a crowd, I think at a certain point you kind of pull someone back and say, hey, listen, this is what worked best for the crowd, so I had to like have you eat shit, or we had to like make you feel good because that's what the crowd wanted. Like show business is kind of weird. You learn to never trust anything because they'll try anything to make a crowd feel good. So I don't know if it's as cynical as a lot of the people that kind of hate on Kill Tony. I don't think it's as cynical as that, but I also don't think it's the next coming. I don't think Kill Tony and Austin is the savior of stand up.
No, in no way, shape, or form. It's a hit, it's a time and place, it's the Comedy Store in the '80s and '90s. That's
Yeah,
what it's kind of, yeah, it's monumental. It's going to be a stamping comedy, but I don't think it's going to be evolution in comedy. I don't think it's. I think what he's doing is a very niche thing. It's something that's going to. It's just. It's almost creating a subgenre in comedy.
Oh, absolutely. And it's like the I've been canceled pocket of comedians. And like we'll look back, hopefully this will end at some point where, we'll go back to, oh yeah, I remember people canceled. And you'll look back and I'm like, oh, they weren't canceled. They were just being edgy and people had a problem with what they were saying. Like going back to comedians that like I was growing up with, like if George Carlin was complaining on Twitter about being canceled, like
Oh my
that
god.
that is not George Carlin to me. Like, he pissed people off. Andrew Dice Clay pissed people off. He wouldn't go to Twitter and say, "Oh, I've been canceled."
Yeah.
Like that's you know what you're doing with your edgy material. People are going to be bothered by it, and if people are bothered by it, you got what you wanted. So, like again, this is like performative. The I've been canceled. Yeah, they're saying they're canceled from their Netflix specials. So performative. Again, it's performative, but I can't wait for this cycle to end.
Yeah, me too. It would be funny seeing Carlin, like in his later years, he was doing like damn near 3 specials a year on
Yeah.
HBO, and they were just rants, like hour and a half rants.
Yep.
It would be
Yep.
kind of funny to see a new Carlin rant, and it'd be on today's climate. That
Yeah.
would be interesting. So one thing that I like to ask people when they come on here is what is because people tend to ask a bunch of people the common question like, "What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite series?" But I want to know what movie made you a fan of movies. And considering you went to film school, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought so. I wanted to make sure I had that correct. I thought I've listened to a lot of your shit, and I just couldn't remember. I'm like, wait, did he or did Brian? And I was like sitting there and thinking, I knew one
I
of
think
you
we
did.
both did. I think we both did.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Okay,
Yeah.
well, okay. So, what movie made you a film fan? Starting, if you know.
Who? I don't know. I'll tell you what movie got me to want to go to film school, and
Or
I kind
sure.
of did things backwards. I was a fan of movies for a very long time, but I was a professional comedian before I went to film school.
Hmm.
Um, Watching Kevin Smith stuff, and I think specifically uh, Clerks was the movie where I was like, this doesn't look good, but it's very funny. And at a certain point, I was like, I write stuff that doesn't, there's not really a look to it. Let me try to figure out how to make my stuff more cinematic. And I think I'm not saying Clerks is like the top of my list, but Clerks was something where like I was inspired by Kevin Smith's story. Guy put his own money down and made this,
Put his
this
money where his mouth was.
yeah, and listen, it's not what I would call a cinematic movie. And then you go to film school and you realize, oh, Kevin Smith. We're not going to be learning about Kevin Smith at all in this school.
Right. Schindler's List again.
Yeah, oh, great, Citizen Kane, terrific. Well, it's black and white at least. But because I was like trying to get my stage presence, my bit, my script from the stage, and I wanted to adapt it somehow. I wanted to learn like how to do this because the story was Kevin Smith dropped out of film school and then went and made Clerks and put himself in a ton of debt and whatever. But I after like at that point I was like, okay, I'm a professional comedian. I'm a working touring comedian. I know what to do there. And I was learning that what the same thing they tell you about any sort of entertainment gig is just do it. Just do it and keep doing it. And I didn't learn this until film school, but like I guess I kind of knew. One of my teachers told me just watch movies, and I was like, well, how do I know what's good and what's bad? He's like, just watch movies, and I'm like,
You'll know.
yeah, I'm like, well, just can you give me the shortcut? What is the answer? And he had a point there where the more you watch something, if you watch 15 of a similar movie, you'll be able to compare those 15 to each other and then realize, oh, this is better because of this reason. And then you'll notice when something redundant. Like it took me watching hundreds of movies to realize what his point was. And Yeah, it's the same thing. You know, you learn by having something be redundant. Um, but my appreciation for horror kind of tainted because of film school, because uh, being shown like how things are supposed to happen, and like this is the way it's supposed to happen, and you know, it.
Given
Sorry.
Oh, so I'm sorry, I was interrupting it. You had dead space. I was never mind.
No,
I'm
no.
sorry. Well, I
Go
was
ahead.
gonna say it probably gave you more of a critical thinking. So like you being a Friday fan, you look back and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
And it just flips your whole mind frame.
yeah.
Anyways, continue. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
cut
no.
you off.
It's fine. It's fine. I appreciate it. Actually, trust me. Um, so there was like one teacher, like you know, I was a kid in film school. I was like an obnoxious shit where like a know-it-all. I think
Mhm.
we could all relate to at some point in our youth, uh, as early as 12 and as late as 60, having some sort of know-it-all moment where like this person doesn't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
One of my teachers said like she said there's no artistic merit in pornography, and I was like, wait a minute, that's that's nonsense. I said, well, why do they do scripts then? And like she was like really bothered by it, and then she brought up horror film to like combat my suggestion, and I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean horror is like porn? And then she like did it like she's a teacher, so of course she put me in my place, and like that exchange, because I was being a smartass, like I had this moment that like totally showed me just how much the things I love were kind of not respected in the world of cinema. And I was like, oh, okay, I see your point. That's huh.
It almost
And
makes you feel like shit.
yeah, oh, it absolutely did because I was just trying to be a smartass, and um, yeah, the way she connected it to horror, and I think specifically it might have been Friday 5 because it essentially is like porn.
Yeah,
It's
Brian, you
just
hear that? Friday 5 is like porn.
yeah, it's nudity kill, nudity kill, nudity kill, nudity kill.
Right.
Um, and there's nothing going back to the challenging term. What is this movie challenging you as far as being a piece of art? Um, and I still appreciate horror and appreciated horror and stuff, but I looked at it differently. Where you know they're potato chips, and when you want to eat dinner, you're not going to eat potato chips. So you know, certain movies are steak, and certain movies are a bag of chips, and that's fine. You can get pleasure from all of it, but I don't know if you're watching, you know, slashers and schlocky, mid 1980s B horror, and like that's what you're going to for like your cinema fix.
Mhm.
You're not going to get the same rewarding experience. I realize you have a lot of horror people you're around. I'm not trying to shit on horror at all, but there's more of a, when I say rewarding, what I mean is challenging, and like there's this doggy bag nature where the movie's going to request something of you, and if you're able to leave the movie and still think about it, that is kind of impressive. And horror is kind of like a hand job. It's
Yeah.
it's over. You saw your kill, and now you go do whatever else. Um,
Sometimes the post-nut clarity is a lot stronger than you wanted it to be
Indeed,
too.
indeed. You're like, why did I just watch that?
Yeah. I feel ashamed.
Right, exactly. So, I'm again, I go to, I watch 30, 40 horror movies a year. I'm not saying that I'm not a fan, but I can
Right.
recognize that there's a different experience and a different appreciation. So going to film school kind of like ruined my not my love for horror, but it certainly put things in perspective. Where I was like, oh, okay. Not only will a slasher never win an Oscar, but I now understand why, and that's kind
Yeah,
of brutal.
it changed you thought that your subjective views when you were younger were more objective, and then
Sure.
it gave you the open look that, no, objectively, most of these movies are actually pretty shit, and here's not here's it made you realize, oh, this tastes bad, but then you realize, oh, this is why it tastes bad. You can
Yes,
separate the ingredients
you're right. Exactly.
instead of
Exactly.
just yeah.
Yeah,
No, I get that.
Cody has a good saying that I think I've pushed back on him a couple of times. He says, I don't need to be a chef to know a burger tastes good. And my pushback to that was, yes, but a chef can tell you exactly what ingredients are in that burger, and they can tell you why it made it taste good. So,
Exactly.
yeah, when you realize that, oh, it's onions, interesting. There's something to be said there where you're like, yeah, this is garbage because they use onions instead of pickles. Um, like
Exactly.
there's something to that my work here is done.
Hmm. I know what's wrong with this movie. Should have been 2 more sets of tits.
Yeah, yeah. Well, like it goes back to like the formula of it. It there you never really know what's going to work with people, but symbolism, metaphors, things like that. If you can use symbolism and metaphors and still have people appreciate it, like I don't know, are you familiar why nudity is done in films normally? You can say no if you don't. It's fine.
No, I've heard a little. The short answer, no, but
Okay.
I've heard that nudity was, and I could be wrong, but I have heard where it was supposed to, like, wasn't it originated in foreign French films?
French always have nudity, first of all, but
Oh,
it's
really?
probably right.
Oh,
French
sorry.
love
Well,
having nudity.
anyway, it probably doesn't explain why. Anyway, go ahead.
um, so it is a symbolic representation of being exposed. It is literally you exposed and you emotionally exposed.
Okay.
As far as the filmmaking craft is concerned, you show someone nude as like they have nothing, like they're not hiding anything, literally and figuratively. So like you could do things visually that will tell the audience something, like using certain colors kind of sends messages to people. And movies affect things that happen, like symbolism in the future. Like spoiler, because of The Godfather, when someone has an orange, that now symbolizes death is coming.
Hmm.
So, and that's only because The Godfather did it. So now, ever since then, people, if there's an orange tree or someone's holding an orange, like it's the movie's way of saying, "Hey, keep an eye on this guy. He's got an orange. Maybe he's just looking to make juice, but he might be doomed too."
I did not think about that, and now I'm thinking back. I'm trying to like remember moments in movies that I've seen that someone was well, someone held an orange.
Yeah,
Now that will forever be stuck in my head.
it's not always the case, but there are times where it's like the filmmaker saying, "Yep,
It
Godfather,
could be a nice trick towards even film students like
misdirection."
yourself. Like a director knows that, so they're like, "Hey, let's put this in just to trick somebody
Yep, yep,
who thinks they know it
absolutely.
all."
Misdirection is like that. And again, it gets you thinking. It's something where you've watched the movie, like, oh, that was good, but then like on the walk home, you're like, hey, wait a minute, they had that orange, but the person didn't die, huh? Maybe they did that on purpose, and like all of a sudden, you're giving them credit for something that maybe they just like oranges. They were shooting in Florida, and that's why they had an orange. Like you get this thing, you start giving people credit for something that maybe they did, maybe they didn't do.
This is gonna fuck me up. I'm gonna watch a movie set in Colorado, and one's gonna have an orange, another guy's gonna hold a banana, and I'm like, "Why the fuck are with the banana dye?"
Yeah, yeah. Don't look too deep into it, but they're little like tips and tricks that
Right.
the colors. I'm just going to spoil every movie in existence, but a
There
Sixth
you go.
Sense, the color red is very
Mhm.
significant in that movie too. And if you watch any M Night movie, water in
Yes.
every M Night movie has a very significant representation. So filmmakers find something that they want to represent something much more than it is. So sometimes it's colors, sometimes it's it visual storytelling is impressive. And if you can make a horror movie and have some of these like little tips and tricks and little moments that will I don't know how to say this without sounding like a snooty bitch, but
Oh,
if
no.
you could impress the well-educated crowd, you'd be surprised how much credit you'd get for that. Um, So put next time a woman's naked in the woods and she's about to get killed, have her holding some oranges.
Vulnerability.
Vulnerability. See, you got it.
1 point. They okay. Well, that's again, that could mess me up, or that could be something new and interesting that I can find in certain movies that now don't put pressure on, but it's
No,
just
it's
something else that I can just see and recognize.
sure. It's extra credit is what it is. Like,
Yeah.
there are things that I don't know. I was watching a Korean film and it wasn't a orange, but it was an orange ball, and I was like, oh, oh, wait a minute. Does Godfather play in South Korea? Because that's interesting. And it turns out it was a similar vibe. So
Oh,
um, you keep track of these things, and sometimes it is, sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes there's like this cultural divide, but it sticks with you, and like I think that's what's important. Like the entertainment, whether it's comedy, movies, singing, whatever, it sticks with you for some reason. We're going to it for some sort of therapeutic reason, and if you can like actually have something that's redeeming to the experience, I think that's exciting too. Where it's like
I
I like this 90 minutes, but also I'm thinking about something within those 90 minutes, and it's way more a rewarding experience for me.
right, it's like, what's better than a quick, fast, really enjoyable 90 minutes? A quick,
Right.
fast, really enjoyable 90 minutes that also challenges you and makes you think
Sure.
a little bit.
Sure.
Something you possibly learn from, or something with more nuance that it gives you more to chew on afterwards.
Hmm.
Like, the movie may be short and tight, but you also have a lot to chew on and think about, conversation around it. That's like the movie The Drama that just came out. Not a very great movie. There's a lot of
Interesting premise.
style. Huh?
Interesting premise. I
Very,
literally just saw it
very
this week.
interesting. Did you see it?
I did.
Okay, what'd you think about it?
I gave it 3.5. I like dark humor, and
I
there's a
do too.
lot of dark humor in that
I
movie.
do too. And there's actually, like, a lot more moments in that movie that the humor actually worked for me, and I wasn't
Mhm.
expecting it to. Like, whenever she's on top of him in the bed and she starts slapping the shit out of him, I thought that
Mhm.
was hilarious. Or whenever she's sitting in front of the webcam and then she's like she says some
Oh
chick's
my
name. I
yeah.
thought it's
Or when
fucked
it's
up,
not
but it's
recording, when
yeah.
she's recording her manifesto, but it's not recording, like that to me, like I lost it at that. Like, yeah, that's like gallows humor stuff right there. Like you're recording a manifesto where you're gonna take out the world, but oh, it's not recording, so you have to do it again.
Exactly. It almost felt like a Lex Luthor moment if Lex Luthor fucked up.
Yeah,
He's like,
right.
"Oh, I messed up."
Yeah,
So, yeah, something like that. The movie has a lot going for it, and I think the marketing messed that one up, but I think that movie is really misunderstood and not as appreciated as it probably should be. I think that there are obvious flaws. I think that,
sure.
of course, timing is probably rough.
When is there a good time to release that movie in the US? I don't think there ever
Yeah,
will be a
I
good
was
time to
thinking
release
about it, and I was like, "Well,
that
maybe
movie.
not." I don't think you could time that right. I think it's honestly really brave of Zendaya and Pattinson to take on something like that, especially
Mhm.
as big as their names are. Um, but yeah, there's movies like that to where that movie didn't really feel very long to me. It was pretty quick to me. Uh,
Right.
but I
Yeah.
enjoy stuff like that, so I
Mhm.
can see, like, my girlfriend thought it was slow as hell.
Oh,
But that
no.
one also started a lot of conversation to where I liked the movie, my girlfriend didn't, but we had a really good conversation for, like, 2
Sure.
days afterwards.
Yeah.
So, I really want to try and seek more of those out there because I'm not gonna be the one to say that there aren't movies like that out there. I'm gonna try and say I'm gonna try and go see more movies like that out there
Mhm.
instead of
Yeah.
seeking, the blockbusters or horror movies or something like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Again, like my teacher said, just keep watching movies. Just keep watching movies. You'd be surprised. Something will stick with you, and then you'll still kind of like learn something along the way. The problem is if you watch 100 movies, at least 5 of them are gonna be awful. Awful. But,
Shit, you're lucky if you watch 100 movies and
only 5.
40 or
I was trying to be polite, but yeah.
that's like, I wanna go to a film festival so damn bad, but I always hear out of, like, the 30 movies you might see, 20 of them are gonna be rough.
Yeah. See, so I've done remote stuff for festivals. What I will say is, if let's just say for the sake of argument, there's 10 films on the festival and 7 suck. If one of them is something special, I think it's worth eating shit through the other 9 to get to that one.
It's
Um,
almost like getting in a fight and getting your ass beat for 90 minutes, and then you get the last knockout punch.
yeah, but sometimes it won't play out in that order. Sometimes
Right.
you'll get a
Sometimes
good
you knock
round in
him
the
out and then he
beginning.
gets back up and you're like,
Yeah.
"Shit."
I got a good 10 rounds of this. This sucks. Um, so like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, Cody saw Strange Darling at Fantastic Fest,
Mhm.
and he was like, "Keep an eye out for this." And when I saw it, I was like, "Oh my god, where did this movie come from?" And so ever since then, like I seek things out. And last year at Fantastic Fest, there was a movie that I like was like really rooting for, a Japanese horror film that hasn't been released yet, and it's like really kind of frustrating because it's nothing spectacular, but uh, I think with people enjoying movies like The Ring and stuff, they would have a decent time with this movie. It's called The Curse,
Okay.
and it's got like a social media vibe to it. It's kind of like The Ring meets social media, but it's in Japanese, so be prepared to read. But
I
it's
need to
one of
dive
those.
more into foreign films, and so I know also me in doing this with you, I figured you would mention some, so I'm actually gonna write whatever you say
Well,
down,
you
like
can't watch it now, but I mean, yeah, keep an eye on
right.
the Curse. It's a Japanese film. I don't know if it would technically have the release year of 2025, but it was screened in 2025. Um, eh, listen, I'm not telling you it's a 5-star movie, but
Right.
if you enjoy stuff like The Ring, it's got an interesting social media attachment to it.
Oh,
Um,
social media. Hmm.
yeah,
Did you watch Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die?
I did. I enjoyed it. I don't know why people didn't. Um,
Yeah. Me and my girlfriend watched it, and I fucking loved it. I no, what sucks is I don't know why I'm a supporter of theaters, but my theater doesn't show shit. They have 5 screens.
mhm.
I was honestly surprised Michael played, to be honest with you, and they're
Oh,
closed
wow.
throughout the week
Huh.
and open, like, 2 days a week, and it's
Dude,
fucking
theaters are
terrible.
hurting. Theaters are hurting right now.
And in order for me to see shit like Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die in a theater, I'd have to drive almost 3 hours out of my
Yep.
way. I'm not doing that. But
Yeah.
anyway, I finally was able to see it, like, last night or something, or might have been the night before. I fucking loved it.
Yeah, if you have that pen handy, Gore Verbinski directed a movie which is dark humor. It's called The Weatherman. It's starring
Okay.
Nicolas Cage. Kind of a similar dark humor vibe as I would say either the drama and or Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. Same director as Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die.
Right.
So interesting movie about a weatherman who's just kind of disappointing in life.
It's gotta be it's gotta be weird if it's Gore and Nick Cage.
Yeah, and it's Nick Cage not exactly doing Nick. I'm trying to think. Does he do any like stereotypical Nick Cage thing? I don't think he does, but
No B
it's.
moments in that one.
I don't know. I could be wrong, but like it's a movie that I'm like, why don't people ever talk about this movie? Because it tanked when it came out, and no one talks about it. But I really enjoy that movie.
Actually, now I think about it, his last few movies, he hasn't really been Nick Cage, like
Yeah.
what was that one? Shit, did it come out last year or the year before where about the 2 kids that, it's almost like Frailty in a sense. It's kinda like that or like the one with, Halle Berry that just came out not too long ago. Um,
Never Let Go. No, that's not Nicolas Cage.
that's
Um,
Halle Berry's movie.
mhm.
His movie is kinda like it. Is it The Surfer?
The Surfer. That's a wild experience where he's just like hanging out in the parking lot.
Oh, no, that's not it, but that is another one that I don't think he had
Yeah,
it
it's
on
been a
I thi
while, and like Black Noir or Spider Noir or whatever. I
that one
don't
I'm excited for.
really. I'm I have like cape shit fatigue, so I'm just like, yeah, I don't care. Like, I'm done.
That's funny. Uh, uh, yeah, see, I've been burnt out on superhero shit too, but I'm a Nick Cage fan. I love the Spider-Verse movie. I love Spider-Man regardless, but I love the
Mhm.
Spider-Verse movies, and it is interesting seeing a live version of Nick Cage plays Noir in the Spider-Verse, so it's kinda interesting seeing him be Spider-Man. I don't know, and I think it's cool that you can watch it in color or in black and white, and I
Oh,
don't
I
know,
didn't
so
know that. That's interesting.
yeah,
Huh.
and so there's something different with that, like, it's never I don't think that's really been done that way before.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm pretty blind to, I got a really heavy blind spot in foreign films. Now, I was gonna ask you, like, what are some of the bigger ones that you would recommend either in I don't know, like, if I want to learn more about them in a student way, or if you would rather recommend more fun and enjoyable ones. But as long as they're not like the film nasties, I was wanting to see if
No,
I can get some good recommendations
no.
and
I'll wait an hour before I start giving you the who would like that stuff. Um, my first recommendation, and like this is for before you watch anything, is to start watching movies if they're available. Start watching closed captions, even on English stuff.
oh
Get
yeah, I
used.
always do.
Okay, cool. All right, so you're halfway there. Get used to seeing those words on the screen, and like that's something that I'm able to watch movies because my wife does. Our washing machine is like right next to the TV, so I got to put the headphones on and be able to read when that happens. But that's a big help because for the longest time, I'm like, I'm not reading a movie. I came here to watch a movie. I'm not reading a movie. But once you get over that hurdle, it's a bit easier to deal with. Like I know there's people that are like, I'm not watching a movie that's a dub because that's not the original language. Um, and then
Yeah, I will
there's
not watch dub. I love subtitles, like, I used to
mhm.
hate them, but I think the past 5 years now, yeah, I think since honestly COVID for some reason,
Yeah.
I started watching movies with subtitles for some reason, and
Mhm.
I think probably because I was trapped in a house full of knuckleheads and couldn't hear shit and didn't have headphones or something, so I
Right.
think I just turned them on.
Yeah, it
But
usually
yeah,
has to do with audio because you can't hear, so you're like, what did they say?
it
Rewind that. Let me put this
saved
CC on."
Nosferatu for me. It saved that movie
Nice.
because I could not hear shit.
Yeah, it was see, like, my problem was when I watched The Witch, the
Oh,
subtitles
yeah.
were I didn't understand the language. I was like, "That doesn't sound like English." So on the subtitles, it's like, "It's saying the same thing that he said. I don't understand those words. What is he saying?" Um,
Uh,
so foreign films that I would recommend, um, shit, watch both of them. There's a movie called Memoirs of a
okay.
Murder and Memories of a Murderer. They're very close to one another. One is by the guy who directed Parasite,
Oh,
and yeah, and one is about a guy who's got dementia and he's trying to catch a killer. It's very interesting.
okay, so the show must be ripped off.
Yes. Yeah. Have you watched the show?
With Patrick Dempsey?
Yes.
Yes, and I actually liked, like, half
Okay.
of it.
All right.
It
So
started going down
spoiler.
the hill, but it yeah.
Spoilers. Shit.
Oh,
Well, if it's a
shit.
show, they probably stretched it then because it's yeah, it's like a I don't know hour and a 45-minute movie. I don't know.
I don't know, but I've only seen half the show, so I don't know, like, what the wrap up of the end is because it
That's
started going downhill. It started feeling almost too stretched out for me,
yeah. All
and
right.
it started being real filler-like, but yeah, I was
That's
enjoying
when
it.
you take a movie when you take a movie and make it a 8 episode thing. So it's called Memoir of a Murderer.
Right.
It's a 2017 film. I would stop watching the show and then watch that movie instead. Plus, you'll be done in less time.
Yes, save time. Always love that. Cool.
And if you need to watch the Old Boy trilogy because that's incredible.
The
Old
what?
Boy, Old
Old?
Boy. Oh boy. Oh my god, I feel so old now. All right, so Old Boy, I think it's a 2003 movie. It's Park Chan Wook who directed it. Not the Spike Lee version. Do not watch the Spike Lee version. Um,
So not Spike Lee.
yeah, it is what it is. Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, which is 2002. Old Boy, which is 2003, and Lady Vengeance, which is 2005. They're not necessarily like a connected linear story. So if you want to watch them out of order, watch them out of order. Old Boy is quite popular on film bro stuff for a very particular scene, but fucked up movies.
All right. Okay, yeah, I'll try that one out. That's so interesting. You said Memory of a Murder, and I was like, damn, isn't that a show? Like, it wasn't I just watching that?
Damn
And then
America.
I was like, no, that one's called Memory of a Killer. And I said, oh, you know what? I bet that shit's ripped off because that shit just feels familiar.
Yeah, yeah. More often than not, it is.
Like, and I hate saying that because everything's inspired from everything.
Oh, sure.
There you could have an original idea and someone else had it before. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But Memory of a Killer sounded way too close to something. And I think only because it was fucking McDreamy, my girlfriend was like, "Oh, what's that?" And I said, "Yeah, what is that?" I seen Killer, she seen McDreamy, and I said, "Let's watch
Mm-hmm.
it."
Yep.
Um, yeah, going back to what you were saying earlier about falling, not you still like horror, but
Mm-hmm.
your taste is stronger. Your taste is more critical,
Yeah, more
and
refined. I'm not drinking grape juice. I'm preferring wine. Yeah,
there you go. Well,
I'm a snob. Just say snob. It's all right. I know I am.
no, my taste is still. I'm still drinking Capri Suns.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm not grape juice, but I'm Capri Sun pouches. So I moved up a little bit.
Mhm.
I might spike it every once in a while, and so I've also kinda had the same thing to where the more movies I've watched here recently, especially the last, I'd say probably 5 years or so, I've watched way more movies. I've even started collecting them. Um, my taste, and I'm not critical. I well, I have logical thinking. I
Mhm.
have critical thinking, but I'm not a critic in any way, shape, or form. Far from it, far, far from it. I don't understand movies enough to even consider that. Um, but I'm willing to learn, and the more I watch, behind the scenes, how movies are made, fucking I just watched Alien and Aliens for the first time last year, and I
First
watched
time, man.
look, I'm only 22, and I watched whatever dad had. Dad didn't
Okay.
have Alien or
Okay.
Aliens.
All
He
right.
had AVP, Requiem,
Oh no,
which I
Requiem.
still I still can't even say I watched it.
Oh no, of all of the Alien movies, Requiem.
It was probably cheaper in the bargain bin. That's probably why he had it.
Use that as a coaster. That's all you use it for. Keep
Yeah.
your drinks dry.
Yes. Keep it don't stain that damn table. Here's AVP Requiem.
Exactly.
Exactly. But yeah, so I kind of relate to you saying what you said about that because I've also kind of, and with lack of a better word, falling out of love with horror. To where I still love horror. I will never not love it, but my taste is more wide and I've seen a lot more than just horror. And the horror that I used to love actually my minds have actually changed on them. So like nostalgia almost isn't enough anymore,
Yeah.
and that's almost heartbreaking. Now,
Yeah.
luckily, I still love my Child's Play 3. I
Mhm.
still love my Nightmare movies. Much like you, I think I do prefer Jason most days in the big three.
Mhm.
But other than that, yeah, nostalgia is not really strong enough anymore for me. There's a lot of movies like Insidious that I used to absolutely love that I still have some love for. But they're not as strong, they're not as good. I rewatch and I'm like, "Why so loud and annoying?" And there's you know,
Sure.
so I relate to I relate a lot with you in that perspective.
Dude, like it's heartbreaking because like if you have nostalgia for a thing, you don't want to think less of the thing. Like it's a special memory to you. Like when I rewatched The Gate was something, oh my God, I loved that movie as a kid. watching it as an adult with my wife, she's like, "This is terrible." I'm like, "Yeah, you're kind of right. This sucks." I don't know what to I feel terrible about everything. This
Is
is
this
not
the one
good.
that laughs at Dark Knight Rises?
No. Yes, yes, it is actually. Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
She
that's
laughs
funny.
at
Sorry,
Bane.
I probably confused you when I said that.
No, no. I was like, wait, that's. I was thinking Brian for some reason. I thought you were making a joke about me being married to Brian, but yep. Don't mind me.
No. Uh, well, that's funny.
But like
Yeah.
like it's not like you're rooting against it, and you know to I don't know if there's a better term for it, but like you grow up, your taste is different. You're going. We'll keep going to the hand job reference. You're going to something for a hand job, but at a certain point, you're gonna it
You
gets
want the
old. You're
big
gonna
boy shit.
you're gonna want something else. Yeah, like all right, we've done the physical stuff. Tell me about your family. Um, you know, some of those movies are just the act itself. They're not, getting to know your partner. It's just the physical act. This
Yeah.
analogy's gotten way out of hand, but
No, I'm rolling with it. I love it. It's like going from Friday the 13th to fucking Get Out or
sure,
Hereditary.
right.
Which is crazy because or you know what? Fuck Get Out and Hereditary. It's like going from that to Alien. Alien
Mhm.
is a lot more nuanced. That is a movie. I don't
Well,
care what anyone says.
the other thing is Alien plays like a stalk and kill. It's a much slower,
A very
methodical
fancy
slasher.
slasher.
So, like, your point is dead on because Alien is sci-fi Halloween. It's just way more methodical and uses a heck of a lot more cinema techniques, and it doesn't resort to, although it does. There's that one scene at the end where Sigourney Weaver's in underwear for no specific reason. So
Didn't he
it does.
change it from a male to a female just for that?
Did he? I
I
know that
think
that
so.
her character was. I know that Ridley was written as a man, and they were like, "All right, fine."
I
That
think
I do.
I think
That
he just said I think a fucking moose knuckle looks better than a bulge.
well, that makes sense. Yeah, see, horror, they've got connectivity somewhere, so
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah. That's funny. I could be wrong. That could be my just weird
it
brain.
again, when you think cynically, when you think about Hollywood, always think cynically first.
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense, especially after Weinstein's everything starts. Oh, that's why they did
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That was probably too dark. I shouldn't have said that.
We're not learning from it.
Right. I just heard that I don't know if this is true. Where the hell did I hear this at? I feel like I heard it yesterday. That Rob Zombie and his wife split.
Oh, I don't know that. Um,
Because if that's the case, we might have a good Rob Zombie movie coming out.
who's going to be in his movies now? Wait a minute.
Exactly. He might actually have to cast someone. And
Wow.
maybe someone who refuses to say fuck 37 times.
Oh, that you're going to have to take the pen out of his hands. You need someone else to write scripts for Rob Zombie. It's weird. Like that's the other thing too. When I was a kid, I used to think it's got to have cursing, otherwise it's not cool. And at a certain point, you realize, all right, do you know other words? Because I get it. You like saying fuck, but this movie is nothing but that word. I am not bashful at all, but at a certain point, you've got to have dialogue.
Exactly. That's like I was just talking to oh, it says they're not divorced, so that
Okay,
must have been some rumor I heard.
okay.
But
There's
yeah,
still
that's like
hope.
I was just talking to this guy, John, over at Sully Streams on YouTube, pretty cool dude. But he was telling me that his first experience with horror, I think, was Rob Zombie's 2000 or 2007 Halloween movie. And
Mhm.
I was like, God bless you. That's horrible. Mine was
Mm.
actually House of Thousand Corpses. Um,
Mm.
yeah, I was like 3. Um, but he was talking about that movie, and I said, dude, I don't know how, because he said he started his journey late. He might have been 13 or 17 or something.
I love that
And
that's late. No one
yeah,
can like legally watch these movies, but that's late. It's pretty funny.
that is late. I'm like, yeah. Um, but I was like, So what do you think? What did you think about the dialogue going from like a Raiders of the Lost Ark to Rob Zombie's Halloween?
Mm,
And we got talking about that. Then I was like, yeah, because hearing this supposed stepdad talk about skull fucking his daughter,
mm, mm.
yeah, Rob Zombie, that's Rob Zombie, and that's horrible.
Yeah, like the funny thing is he always has like this southern fried thing to his movies. Guy was in he was lived in New York or New
Yeah, you're from,
Jersey.
yeah,
Like what
you're from.
what are you doing? What is this relating to? Why do you what do you have such an infatuation with like this southern fried saying fuck all the time? It's so odd.
And it's crazy because, like, you listen to, if, for example, he was on Rogan years ago,
Mhm.
and they have like a 3 hour episode together, and you listen to it, and it's like he watched somebody at his aunt's house or something get murdered outside of his bedroom window.
Oh.
Like
Oh.
he lived right by the park or something, and he seen somebody get murdered, and like the cops came by, cleared the area, and that was it.
Uh-huh.
And he didn't have nothing to think about. It was just that was it. And then his family like ran a circus or worked at a they worked they were like one of the carnies or whatever.
Mhm.
Or not at the circus, but at the fairgrounds, whatever.
Mhm.
And they had one of those tents set up, so like the games. He said he's like seen them burn down and everything. They've lost stuff, and he's seen people die. And then he grew up watching monster movies. And I'm like, okay, I get it. So you have a lot of dark trauma and you
Mhm.
want to bring realism. I get that. You're from fucking New York. Why are you writing redneck? Like, why are you
Right.
making a dirty or wrong turn?
Yeah. Yeah, a way dirtier wrong turn. Yeah, it's odd. I mean, that could be his experience as a musician. Like, um, stereotypically, his music, his like metal, his hard rock style plays more in like southern US. Like, it's odd because he probably wouldn't be able to get a large following in New York City with that style of music. So,
I don't
southern.
I don't know because I live in Southeast Arkansas.
Okay.
I was born in Texas. I've lived in Texas, Mississippi, and Arkansas. And like right now, I live again Southeast, and I work in a certain company
Mhm.
where we build something. I'm not gonna say it on here, but where we build a big product. And when I'm walking through production floor, sometimes I hear a lot of different types of music. I never hear Rob Zombie unless it's Dragula. That's the only one.
Huh.
No one listens to Rob Zombie.
Okay. Well, I guess, to refine what I was saying, touring usually like the outdoor stuff, the stadium stuff normally happens,
In the
uh
Bible Belt,
right, the Bible Belt, yeah, because seeing Rob Zombie at Madison Square Garden,
that's not
that's
gonna
not a
happen.
that's not a common occurrence. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
yeah, like it's hip hop and rap and stuff in most densely populated areas. I don't know why that is, but I'm just playing stereotypes here. If I
Yeah,
were performing,
you'll
I
you'll
would.
see you'll see Lil Rob and MSG before you would Rob Zombie.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Um, have you ever seen anything Shay Moon's done that's good?
um, it's not that I wouldn't say that she's not good. I don't know what her capabilities are outside of a Rob Zombie movie. I don't know what she's done. Um,
Outside
outside,
of it.
like what recommend me something that she's in that her husband wasn't the director. Like, there's the discussion of Nepo babies, and I mean, I can't not see Jack Quaid. Like Jack Quaid is in so many movies lately, but whether or not he had an unfair inside track because his both of his parents are actors, he's kind of earned it at this point where I've seen him in a bunch of stuff in the last couple of years. Even if it's just The Boys, he's good enough. He's good enough in The Boys, but then you watch some of the movies that he was in.
Novocaine, Companion,
Novocaine,
Scream 5.
Companion, is a Scream, right? Like all of them, they're all like a little bit different, and it doesn't feel like, oh, we're just stunt casting because of the name. Like he's
Exactly.
kind of done the work, and he's done. a lot of like marketing materials where like he's like really sociable and he's charismatic. Where I don't care who your parents are. Like if it got your foot in the door, fine. But like you're doing something with it.
He's very
Um,
self-aware. He knows, like, he's said it numerous times. He's like, "Yes, I am a nepo baby. There's nothing I can do about it." But
right.
at some point, he says he thinks he's earned the respect, and I believe he has.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
like you said, he's for one, he's a genius at marketing material and
Hmm.
what he says yes to. I like, have you seen his Criterion Closet pics?
Yes.
The
Yes. Like
fake ones?
that's brilliant. It's
That
it's
is so
absolutely
fucking
brilliant.
funny. That is,
Yeah.
like, some of the funniest shit I've seen in a long time, and especially on, like, on YouTube. I love that he does stuff like that.
The other thing is like you have to not listen. Take yourself seriously, but don't take yourself too seriously. And he doesn't. Like that's something that's brilliant. Like he's really good at his craft. He does what he needs to do, but he also recognizes, all right, what kind of joke could someone make about me? And he like he lets you know it's in the text. He's going to acknowledge the joke you could be making, and he's game to to be the butt of it. And not taking yourself that seriously is kind of important to me, and I give him twice as much respect for that. Being able to laugh at yourself, you don't realize how endearing that is to a lot of people.
That's like going back to what, like, wrapping this all in one circle, going back to the comedy thing. That's like some of my favorite comedy is self-deprivation. Like,
Sure.
when you can make fun of yourself and then throw it back at the crowd,
Hmm.
that is brilliant. That's my favorite. And Jack Quaid is like the epitome of that. With he can beat you to the joke. He knows he knows what people are going to say about him.
Right.
With like the nepo baby, he's gonna make fun of it himself, then he's gonna throw it back in your face, and then he's gonna make you laugh about it.
Well,
And
right.
that
And part of the I don't know if this is a secret of comedy is like knowing what people would laugh at about you, and then you doing the joke, like saying, listen, I know what you're thinking. Here's the joke. This is funny. Are we laughing at me yet? Okay, good. Now we're going to laugh at you. Like it needs to be a two-way street where, listen, I'm not making fun of you and I'm not above you. I'm here with you. Everything is funny. So whatever you're thinking about me, I'll get it out of the way. Here we can laugh. See, I'm not above you. Now that we've done me, I'm going to make fun of you. And it's one of those things where people gain trust by doing that, where it's like, all right, he's not pointing down to us. He's on our level, and everything's fair game. It's a really charismatic, a really endearing thing to do. And I'm rooting for that guy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's like, it kinda reminds me of, like, the Matthew McConaughey, example where he took when he's talking about like, an actor and a director working together, he gives the tennis example.
Hmm.
And to me, it works the same way in comedy.
Hmm.
It's like, "You have the ball, the joke's on me." Or
Hmm.
if I'm a comedian, if I have the ball, the joke's on me. Then Imma
Hmm.
hit the ball back to you, and now the
Yep.
joke's on you. Then you
Yep.
hit it back to me. But we both have to be on, if you want it to be a good volley, we gotta be on the same plane.
Hmm.
And,
Right.
like, just like you said, I'm not above you, you're not above me, even though literally the comedian is above me, but anyway. Um, man, I really don't know where else to go.
All right. I don't know how you could close this with it seeming properly edited. Um,
Fuck it, leave it in.
oh, all right. This is abnormally awkward.
Abrupt.
Sure.
Man, I don't know. I like doing this. I like having fun. I like meeting new people. I like meeting people that I look up to, such as yourself. I really love what you do. I appreciate everything that you do. I have a very newfound respect for many creators just like yourself. Um, this isn't easy, and I'm trying like hell to stay consistent, and it's hard.
Dude, the one thing I can tell you from my experience is your brain will not cooperate with your goals. Things are going to get in the way, and whether it's life, thoughts, emotions, um, things happen. For as much as you want to be like, yeah, I want to do 10 pieces of content in a year, something happens, and then you look the other way, and then you're not making eye contact. No, just things happen, and just because your intent is in the right place doesn't mean you can execute. So it's all a learning process.
Absolutely. This comes out not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, which will be just next Wednesday, I
The
guess,
20th ish, right?
around that
Around
time.
then.
Well, actually, you know what? The 19th is Tuesday. I know that for a fact 'cause I got a concert. So yes, the 20th. That's exactly when.
I
Good
never
job.
do that. I never guess exactly correctly. That's
Good.
interesting.
Good on you, man. So yeah, what do you have that you would like people to see, whether it comes out now, before then, after then? Just promote
Yeah,
whatever you want.
I'm kind of stuck in toffee, like slow tar and caramel as far as production process is concerned. There's something that I'm going to be doing, a movie that's very special to me, 1985 cable film titled Fortress, that I'm going to review it as a critic, and I'm going to hate myself for it because that movie is nostalgia for me, but um, it has a very special meaning to me. This video is going to be like this duopoly of me talking about my nostalgia for the movie and why it's important, and then as a critic saying why it's not that great and why people haven't heard of it. So I'm going to do something that a deep, warm part of me is going to have a problem with. But
Don't you hate that when you have to rip a movie to shreds that you love?
yeah,
That's honestly one of the reasons why I stopped doing reviews, because I was trying to be something I wasn't. For one, I
hmm
wasn't myself. Two, I got so fucking tired of watching movies in that perspective. Like, I almost felt negative anytime I turn on the camera.
hmm
I didn't even want to talk anymore. I was like, I'm finna rip this movie a new asshole, and I really don't want to. And
yeah,
so I
yeah.
was just
It's
being a dick almost about it, and I hated it.
well, like
Um,
that's the pain that I feel like when Friday the 13th comes up. Listen, I can't defend half of that franchise, and when it's like, the Friday community is like, you're not even a fan. I'm like, no, I'm a realist. If you're trying to tell me that Jason Goes to Hell is a brilliant movie, I'm not with you. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not with you. I'm not a good representative for you, but like, I'm just going to sit there and listen
so
and say, yeah.
Charles, tell me, why do you love the
Jason
2009
X
remake?
cinema. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I understand both perspectives, and I just can't lie to myself. I can tell you why I acknowledge that it feels good and people enjoy it for a reason, but technically speaking, not the greatest.
It's like, I can tell you why it's good as a potato chip. I'm not
hmm
finna piss in your face and tell you it's raining though.
Yeah, yeah. This is
And
not steak. I will not lie to you. This is not steak.
this is dog food in a can,
hmm
okay?
hmm
You
It
like
almost
that?
knows it is too. Like that's the sad part.
Yeah, but sometimes it's better than being dog food than being dog shit. But at some point, it's gonna be dog shit still. So,
Sure. At some point, further down the line, it will be. Yeah.
um, I know you do a lot of live streams and stuff. Surely you'll still have more Arc Raiders content
Oh
with your
boy. Yeah.
friends.
hmm
Um, so yeah, if honestly, if anyone's watching this, they're coming from your channel. But if they're not already, make sure you go subscribe. He's a really good dude. I love watching your stuff. Anytime I'm cooking, working, cleaning, I'm normally listening to like old dead air podcasts, or I'm listening to
Nice.
one of your video essays. I love your perspective on movies, even if I don't agree with it half the time. I love hearing your side of it. You're very logical, and not only that, you're also reasonable, and you can say why you don't like the ingredients in it. You know why.
Hmm.
So I really
Yeah.
appreciate that about
But
you.
like the conversation's important. You don't have to agree. Like if you take anything from this, it's okay to disagree because it's just they're just movies. There's no right answer. You can feel a certain way. I think it's interesting. Why do you feel that way? I feel something different, but let's get together and maybe there'll be this third thing that we can kind of create. There's no wrong way to appreciate a movie. I think that's the frustrating thing, that like online criticism is like this is objectively what's the thing with the movie. And it's like, no, no, it's not.
Exactly. Exactly. Um, well, Guys, I think that's about it. I think that's all I have. I really want to thank you for coming on here and doing this for me.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime. And if I would really love to do this again with you one day. Um, I'm trying to meet more people, kind of get my name more out there, but also I don't really give a shit if this podcast goes anywhere. I just want to do something and talk to people that I want to talk to and have fun.
Well, just keep defending Cody. Your name will get out there from feminists
Oh
across
yeah,
TikTok.
from
Don't worry
that.
about it.
Yeah, good God. That, oh my God. I wonder if there's something to be said about putting people in videos the way she did, like myself when she put my damn profile picture in that one.
Yeah, it's not ethical is the closest thing that I could compare it to. It's not ethical.
I didn't even know
All
she
right.
did that until I watched her live, and you was like, "She made a video," and I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, she threw everyone who was white in the comments into this video. Let's watch it." And then I see my name
Yeah,
pop up, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
that's that fucked up shit because she carved a narrative where there was a lot of people of color, there was a lot of women that spoke up for Cody, and she, she edited, she had a narrative that's that
Deleted comments.
yeah, that's that fucked up shit right there. It's like, no, you're presenting it, you're crafting a story. You're not telling the truth.
Dude, I tried like hell to share your message out there to try to get that to happen. I
It's
knew
all
it was
right.
gonna go nowhere.
I knew it too. It's at the very least, it was like, all right, so you're full of shit. You had an opportunity to talk about it, and you like if she's in the right, she should want to talk to anyone and prove why she's right. But
Exactly.
bah.
Well, yep. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna end this and yeah, again, just thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. I hope everyone watching this has enjoyed it. Once again, if you haven't subscribed to either of us, go ahead, subscribe, like, share, do all that fun stuff. I will leave all of Charles' links down in the description below. Be sure to go watch all of his stuff, keep up with the new content, and stay up to date with mine. Podcast comes out on Spotify video and audio on Tuesdays, and then at midnight on Wednesdays on YouTube. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see y'all next time.
Bye.